Welcome to day 7, which is letter R for the importance of rest to be a fair parent. But first, as always, let's comment below about how affirming your child by practicing the habit of heart went yesterday. Now, if you can't remember what the habit of heart is, I did add it to the captions underneath yesterday's live post. So it is there, but just to recap, it's to your children: I've got you, you're safe with me, I believe in you. Amazing. Okay, so for today's vagus nerve exercise, we're going to be doing the 6 in, 6 out breath, which I've actually been slowly introducing over the last week, and it is called coherent breathing. It's a technique that balances our nervous system, actually. So what happens is on our inhales, we're activating our sympathetic nervous system, and on our exhales, we're activating our parasympathetic nervous system. So when we're in a balanced state, what we're doing is we're simultaneously both alert, or sympathetic, and relaxed, parasympathetic, as we go through our day. Obviously, I really simplified this for today, but I want to get the idea across here. So right now, we're going to do 3 rounds of coherent breathing, 6 in, 6 out, and yes, through the nose, please, both ways. All right, so we're going to do that together right now. We're going to take a nice, slow, deep inhale through our nose. Beautiful, and exhaling through the nose again for 6. And we're going to do that 2 more times. We're going to take a nice inhale again. And exhaling. And 1 more time. Beautiful. Excellent. And a reminder to anybody who's having trouble practicing through the nose both ways, please go ahead and do a straw breath. So it's like an imaginary straw that you are breathing through. Okay, now ideally we're going to increase that exercise from the 30 seconds we just did to 20 minutes a day. And what will happen is within 3 to 6 months, you're going to feel a huge shift in your state. It's been life-changing for me. But let me just explain. Hello to everybody who's joined. Wonderful to see you here. So what I want to say about the 20 minutes is the research has shown us that for breathing for 6 in, 6 out that way, doing the coherent breathing, we're actually improving our heart rate variability, which has a hugely positive impact on our health. And if we're, say, choosing to meditate for 20 minutes, we also know there is a lot of beautiful research out there that tell us that it helps us improve our executive functioning, which helps us with organization and planning and efficiency. And, there's so many reasons why we want to slowly build our way up to practicing something that allows us to be present for 20 minutes a day. Excellent. So today is letter R for rest. And to be honest, I really wanted to make it about rest, reflection, and repair in parenting, because owning and apologizing for our mistakes is such a difficult yet significant contributor to the connection we have with our kids. But I realized that I wouldn't be doing any of those critical factors justice by piling them all together in this 10-minute process today. So I invite you to join me on Monday, April 15th at 9:30 a.m., where I'll be doing a full Q&A. But I'm going to now begin with a 10-minute discussion about the importance of repair and how to do it genuinely with your children. Okay, so today let's talk about rest. You see, when we think of rest, we're usually thinking, yeah, nice idea, but who has time to rest? Right? We laugh off ideas like taking a nap, are you serious? Or pausing to meditate. Well, that's something I cannot do. Because the reality is there's a lot going on that needs our attention, and I know that, so it's easy to sort of push it away. But I'm just wondering, could you take 30 seconds to start? We've been taking 30 seconds for the vagus exercises each day. So is it worth 30 seconds to relax your nervous system and give your brain a much needed break from being on all the time? Well, let's see. Taking that nap, pausing to meditate, focusing on our breath, it's been shown, as I said, to contribute to our wellness, but also to our productivity, which means, yay, rest is productive, which, in acronyms is RIP. Unfortunate acronym, but honestly, when I ask parents to rest, I feel like that's what they hear. Might as well RIP. So the bigger question is, why is that? Now, since I was little, I like to understand how people's minds worked, so clearly a psychologist was a good choice for me. But as a psychologist, when I kept seeing this resistance to rest with my clients or my I Believe in You Ivy League members, I asked myself, what does rest seem to symbolize for people? And for many South Asians like me, resting is equated to being lazy. Now, how many of us were told, what are you doing? Why are you just sitting there? So now, when I'm asking you to rest, it could be subconsciously triggering a fear, guilt, shame sensation, which of course we don't like. And then we come up with justifications for why we have no time to rest. So I could go on and on about all the messaging that we received, how we learned to cope, which, by the way, when we were little was adaptive, and how those same coping mechanisms contribute to our self-sabotage today. But I need to stay focused on why, despite our subconscious wiring, our mind is telling us otherwise. So we need to acknowledge the resistance and recognize that rest really stands for, there's another acronym, Replenish, Energy, Save, Time. REST. Now I hope I have your attention. So how does rest help us save time? Well, I mentioned the executive functioning enhancements and all of that, but let's just look at it this way. We live in a push-through-it culture. And I'm not happy about that, but we do. So meaning once everything on our to-do list is done, when everyone else's needs are met, then we can rest. But that's not sustainable because, to be very straightforward, our brain shuts down after being in beta mode or go mode for too long. People often fool themselves into thinking they're being productive by saying, yeah, I know I'm tired, but it feels good when I'm getting something done. And going through the motions of completing tasks for yourself or for others, it becomes inefficient after some time. Now, I'm not a fan of economics, but the one thing I remember from my economics class and that I loved was the law of marginal diminishing returns. So what this basically means is we can go and go and go, and then there's a point when it's no longer bringing you return. We make mistakes, we become inefficient, and we end up wasting a lot more time than if we paused and rested. So basically, when we keep pushing and rarely rest, at some point we plateau and even begin actually to diminish our progress. So making the use of our time, it makes it inefficient, right? So a professor at the Wharton School of Business, he talks about the importance of rest for success. So how should we rest? Well, one example is a meditation practice, and maybe you like guided meditations, maybe just like to listen to some beautiful music. I listen to the Schumann resonances, which is absolutely beautiful. Or maybe you like to do the Vegas exercises that we've been doing every day for the last 7 days. So start small, and I want you to work your way up to a 20-minute practice every day. Parenting, as we know, is in itself a full-time 24-hour job. So our time is precious. I get it. So let's gain back time by giving yourself rest. When you do, you'll get things done and have time to be a fair parent and raise unconditionally confident kids. So today's challenge is to discover or experiment with one easy way to rest in the middle of your day. Now, of course, sleep is critically important, but for this mini challenge, I'm just talking about rest. Close your eyes for 30 seconds, breathe, step outside, get some natural daylight, notice the trees in front of you, notice the little buds that are coming out. Go for a walk if you can and be mindful again of your environment. And my favorite, be silly. Bring some humor in. Humor is the best thing ever. It just relaxes our nervous system. It relaxes our whole body, right? It's a beautiful thing. I love to be silly. So type a yes in the comments below if you commit to at least one 30-second pause to rest between now and tomorrow's live, when we will be on letter E, which is for empathy. See you all then. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. And if you're watching the replay, please comment. Thank you. I'm seeing yeses coming in. Beautiful. Amazing. And again, if you're watching the replay, add to it, right? Add your own comments. Say yes. Commit here. Just because you're not live doesn't mean you're not part of this. We're all in this together. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Wonderful. Bye.